We come now to one of the highlights of the event every year. The Oh Yeah Legend Award for 2020 honours an artist or a band who's made a truly impactful impression through music here in Northern Ireland and indeed across the world. Now, the walls of the Oh Yeah Centre here in Belfast pay tribute to many of the legends that I'm talking about: Gary Moore, Ash, Neil Hannon, The Undertones, Therapy, Snow Patrol, to name just a few. But this year, in association with Marie Curie, Belfast, and supported by Colin Reid, we honour a truly great songsmith and balladeer. This year's legend captured the hearts of thousands of fans and the respect of many of his fellow songwriters. Van Morrison, Shane MacGowan off the top of my head, again, just naming a couple. I am, of course, talking about the late, great Martin Christopher Kennedy, or simply known to us all as Bap. And here to talk about Bap's remarkable career is BBC broadcaster and long-time friend of Bap, Ralph McLean. Ralph, how are you?
I'm very well, Rigsy, and delighted to be here, paying tribute to a man who I think is a supremely soulful songwriter, one of our true greats. For me, he's right up there with the absolute greats of songwriting. Very self-deprecating man, Bap, so he probably wouldn't have said it himself. But when Bap passed away 4 years ago, I happened to be in Nashville. I'd known Bap was very, very sick and terminally ill, but I had to go to Nashville for a trip, and I got the bad news that Bap had passed. And that really brought it home to me just how international he was as a songwriter, because I was in Nashville, Tennessee, and I happened to be with Ray Kennedy, who is from the Twang Trust, which is Steve Earle's production company, and they were heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken about the passing of Bap. Steve Earle himself was very, very moved and talked to me for a long time about just what Bap meant, and Steve had produced Bap's album Domestic Blues as well, so he'd made a connection with songwriters and performers all over the world, to be honest. And when you think of people he worked with, like Mark Knopfler, you know, Mark Knopfler was deeply in love with the really sort of gorgeous melancholy that Bap had with his solo material. Shane MacGowan considered him an incredible writer. Van Morrison considered him one of the very best that this country has ever thrown up. So these are amazing acts to be involved with, and when you look back on Bap's legacy as well through 10 Past 7, in particular Energy Orchard, you know, before he went through his solo years, it's an incredible legacy, and that legacy lives on through the music, and I just think it's wonderful that he's getting this award today, because it's long overdue and it's very much deserved, I feel.
We saw Shane MacGowan there, and then Pete Doherty, which I guess illustrates beautifully that you know, he had appeal across generations. Why do you think someone like Bap, I mean, obviously huge fan base, maybe especially with the solo material, why was he the songwriter? Why do all these names, you've mentioned Steve Earle, Van Morrison, dig him so much? What did he have to appeal to the absolute titans of songwriting?
Well, it's that word again, soulfulness, and you know, Bap had that in abundance. He had an ability to just tap into universal truths, and you can see that in the music. It's often very simple with Bap, but it really moves you, and Bap's music always moved me. It's difficult for me to talk about Bap purely as a musician, because I knew him as a true and loyal friend as well. And as I mentioned earlier, very self-deprecating, so he wouldn't have been blowing about the amazing credits that he got down the years and the respect that he had through the years. But that body of work that Bap left was absolutely amazing. And he loved those classic songs. He loved the Hank Williams of this world. He loved the songwriters who could write songs that could break your heart at 100 paces, you know. And when I heard the news in Nashville, I had the morning off, and I thought I'll go to Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, which is out the back of the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. And that's where the likes of Hank Williams would have nipped out of the back of the Ryman, because it was a dry place, it was a church, and he would have had a few drinks. And I raised a glass to Bap, and I knew he would have liked that, because he was a massive fan of those classic artists, the Hank Williams of this world. And for me, his work, when you think of a song, take a song like Moonlight Kiss or something, there's a timeless quality to it. You could picture it being covered by any style of music. That's the sign of a great song. That's the sign of a great songwriter and a great man, Bap Kennedy.
Well, listen, thank you very much, Ralph. We'll hear more from you in a little moment, but before we present the award, the Legend Award to Bap's wife, Brenda, let's have a look at the man in action. This is Bap Kennedy, the Bap Kennedy trio, I should say, Bap, Brenda and Gordy McAllister, playing at Music Star in Germany.
This is called Hurn On. Nothing is heavier in the universe than the human heart. Still suffering for an ancient sin, and we all played our part. Nothing is stronger in the universe than the human heart. Outside the gates, trying to push our way in before it gets too dark. How long till the pain is gone? How long? Nothing is lonelier in the universe than the human heart. Left to ponder a lifetime without love. It's time it falls apart. How long till the pain is gone? How long? Nothing is greater in the universe than the human heart. To rise above the sorrowful earth, the agony and the hurt. How long till the pain is gone? 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 How long?
What a soulful talent, Bap Kennedy there with How Long, one of his greatest songs. I think it's a wonderful occasion to be giving Bap the Legend Award here at the Oh Yeah Centre for the Northern Ireland Music Prize. And I'm really delighted that Bap's wife and musical collaborator, you saw her there in that clip from Germany, Brenda Kennedy's with us now. Brenda, what would Bap make of all of this? As I mentioned, he was kind of self-deprecating, wasn't he? Would he have enjoyed an event like this?
Maybe he would have been glad it was during the lockdown. It wouldn't have been, because as you know yourself, he wasn't really a social person at all. But he would have been, in terms of the award and the recognition, he would have been delighted, of course, you know.
It is an amazing legacy, and I know you're very keen that that legacy is celebrated, and that incredible back catalogue of music, both solo and band work. It's important to remind people it's out there.
That's it. I mean, that's really, to me, what the legend is really all about. You know, this is one night, but you know, if it's reminding people about Bap's music and encouraging them to listen to his music, that's the most important thing. And as you know, that's what he wanted. And I think whether you remember you came to the house a while before, and he said, to me, I want you to look after the records. And then he joked, typical Bap, well, I don't mean just dust them. You know, so obviously the catalogue, that was everything to him, was to get that catalogue looked after properly. And he had, as you remember at the time, Reckless Heart, he had just recorded that.
The final album.
That's right, yeah. And I hadn't even got back in to mix it at the point when he took ill. And it was really, really important to him to get that out. So that gave him a focus, actually, over the months whenever he was ill, to try and get that finished, get the album finished and get it out.
He had a great sense of humour, didn't he, as well, which is worth mentioning, because Bap was a very, very funny guy.
For sure.
I asked him about working. Not everybody has ever written with Van Morrison. Van Morrison doesn't do co-writes. And I said to Bap at one stage, you know, what was it like working with a proper musical superstar? And Bap's reply in that typical laconic Belfast way was like, I think Van coped all right. So, you know, he was a funny guy, wasn't he? And there was humour in Bap as well. Yeah. What does this mean to you, Brenda, and as a family? For you guys, what does this award mean?
Well, Christine's here with me tonight, and she and Kenneth, my son, would have said that Bap was 1 in a million stepdad. You know, so he was a real family man, and it means everything to me. And you know, I'm sort of here in a way representing him, so it's important for me to thank the people that I think that he would want to thank. You know, so obviously to thank Oh Yeah for this award, and Colin Reid. And obviously you, Ralph, because you have, you know, you were very supportive all over the years, and a great friend, and everybody here, and as he would have said, everybody that's supported and appreciated his music over the years. And then there were a few people that I would also particularly want to mention. One would be Willie Richardson, who was, as you know, his manager and very good friend. I know that Bap would have wanted him to, and obviously his sister Marion, who has, she and Bap were very, very close. And in fact, there was only, I think it was 10 months between them. So at one stage in the year, they were the same age, so they called themselves Irish twins. He was always very close to Marion. She's been very supportive of his music and still continues to be. And she and Christine, in fact, are working very hard on Facebook and all those things at the moment. So there would be Christine and Kenneth, my son, and he always helped with the website. So there was a big team, and it was always family for Bap, you know what I mean? And Charlotte, of course, of the Oh Yeah, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody here. But who have I forgotten? Oh, and of course, I know that above all, he would have wanted to pay tribute to his parents, Lily and Jim Kennedy. You know, I know that would have been awfully important to him. They were a big part of our lives at the time we were together, and they would deserve to be mentioned.
Delighted to be giving you this award for the family and for Bap's incredible legacy. And we miss him dearly, but this is a great way of remembering that incredible music, and not before time as well. Brenda, thank you so much. And Bap Kennedy, proper legend.
Bap Kennedy and George, lovely to shine a light on such incredible music. Brenda, thank you very much for coming tonight.
Thanks very much.
Ralph, thank you too.